That problem is much more prevalent than any of us, well, than I knew. I cannot get over how many people I've met that said, my son, my daughter, my son, my daughter. It's people I love.
Rock stardom doesn't always survive the spotlight, but Jon Bon Jovi's family followed a very different path. While the world watched him sell out stadiums and define a generation, his 4 children were quietly building lives that would later surprise even longtime fans. By 2026, they were no longer known simply as the singer's kids, but as entrepreneurs, creatives, and modern icons in their own right, proof that rock royalty can evolve into a next-generation legacy no one saw coming. The story begins with Stephanie Rose Bon Jovi, the firstborn of Jon Bon Jovi and his high school sweetheart, Dorothea Rose Bon Jovi, who was born on May 31st, 1993, in New Jersey. From the moment she arrived, she became a source of immense joy for her father, who has often described becoming a parent as a life-changing experience that reshaped both his personal life and his music. Stephanie even inspired one of his most heartfelt songs, I've Got the Girl, a track that captures the universal emotion of a father cherishing his daughter and imagining the bright future ahead of her. Their bond has been marked by tenderness and shared moments, including a memorable onstage appearance when Stephanie was just 7 years old, dancing beside her father as he performed I've Got the Girl. Years later, in February 2017, she surprised fans again by joining him during a Las Vegas show, prompting Jon to reflect aloud on how quickly childhood passes and how that little baby had grown up. These moments offered rare glimpses behind the rock star persona, revealing a deeply devoted father celebrating his daughter's milestones. Stephanie's journey into adulthood, however, was not without hardship. In 2012, while attending college, she experienced a serious health scare after being hospitalized for an apparent opioid overdose, an incident that sent shockwaves through both her family and the public. Jon later addressed the situation with compassion, emphasizing trust, love, and resilience, saying the family surrounded her with support and moved forward together. After that difficult chapter, Stephanie chose a quieter path, stepping away from the spotlight to build her own identity within the entertainment industry. Working as a camera operator on television shows, she found a way to stay connected to storytelling while forging a career on her own terms, demonstrating strength, independence, and the enduring power of family support behind the scenes. Working behind the camera in production while maintaining a level of privacy that life in the public eye so often denies. Despite largely avoiding celebrity attention, Stephanie has occasionally appeared at high-profile events alongside her family, reminding fans that she remains an integral part of the Bon Jovi story. One such appearance came in February 2024, when she accompanied both her parents to the Music Cares Person of the Year Gala honoring Jon Bon Jovi for his extensive philanthropic work. Her presence offered a rare glimpse of the family together and highlighted her evolution from the little girl who once danced on stage with her father to a poised young woman proudly supporting his legacy of music and charity. That same quiet determination to forge an individual path is also reflected in Jessie Bon Jovi, the second child of Jon Bon Jovi and Dorothea Rose Bon Jovi, who was born on February 19, 1995, in Los Angeles. Raised in a household shaped by music, philanthropy, and constant celebrity, Jesse could have easily lived in his father's shadow. Yet from an early age, he showed a strong work ethic and a desire to build something uniquely his own. Academically driven, he enrolled at the University of Notre Dame, where he studied political science and government while also playing football for the Fighting Irish, experiences that instilled discipline, resilience, and teamwork. After graduating, Jesse channeled those lessons into entrepreneurship, launching the rosé wine brand Hampton Water with his father in April 2018. The venture quickly earned critical acclaim, with Wine Spectator naming it the best. Rosé of 2018, a success driven not by celebrity alone, but by Jesse's hands-on leadership. From shaping the brand's identity to overseeing operations, marketing, and partnerships, he became the engine behind the business. Jon Bon Jovi later reflected on the experience with pride, describing how working alongside his son felt different from any band collaboration and praising Jesse's seriousness and vision, sentiments he echoed again in February 2025 when he spoke publicly about how proud he was of the work Jesse had done, both as an entrepreneur and as his son. Seeing what is accomplished, Jon Bon Jovi's words captured both a father's pride and his deep admiration for a son who had built something exceptional from the ground up, emphasizing that Hampton Water was entirely Jesse's achievement and celebrating its rise to become the third largest premium rosé in the United States. Beyond his professional success, Jess's personal life also flourished. After several years together, he proposed to his longtime partner, Jessalite, in late July 2022 in East Hampton, a place rich with meaning for the Bon Jovi family. Their 4-year romance culminated in a wedding that beautifully blended tradition and personal celebration when they exchanged vows on May 7, 2024, in Las Vegas at the very chapel where Jon and Dorothea Bon Jovi had married in 1989. The sense of continuity and legacy deepened even further in November 2025 with the birth of their first child, a daughter named Blair Lusa Bon Jovi, whose arrival was joyfully announced on Instagram with a message expressing gratitude and happiness. For Jesse, becoming a father marked both a continuation of his family's legacy and the beginning of a new chapter defined by love, guidance, and support, values instilled in him by his own parents. That same theme of quiet determination carries into the life of Jacob Jake Hurley Bon Jovi, the third child of Jon Bon Jovi and Dorothea Rose Bon Jovi, who was born on May 7, 2002, in Palm Beach, Florida. Growing up as a youngest son in a family long accustomed to fame, Jake's childhood unfolded under public attention, yet those close to him noted his thoughtful nature and desire to carve out an identity of his own. He spent much of his formative years in New Jersey, attending Pennington High School, where he balanced typical teenage experiences with the realities of having a globally famous father. In 2020, Jake began his studies at Syracuse University, entering a period of academic and personal growth that allowed him to further define himself beyond the family name. Although he has generally maintained a private personal life, Jake has been publicly supportive of his partner, actress Millie Bobby Brown, whom he began dating in 2021. Their relationship, known for being low-key yet affectionate, has seen Jake accompany her to major events such as the 2022 BAFTA Awards and premieres for Stranger Things Season 4 and Enola Holmes 2, reflecting his steady presence at key moments in her career while maintaining his own sense of discretion. After 2 years of dating, Jake proposed to Millie Bobby Brown in an intimate gesture that reflected both their deep commitment and their shared preference for privacy. Their engagement was followed by a low-key wedding in May 2024, attended only by close family members, underscoring Jake's long-standing desire to keep his personal life grounded and protected from public scrutiny. The transition from young adulthood into married life marked a significant new chapter, one shaped by intention rather than spectacle. That same thoughtful approach carried into parenthood when, in August 2025, Jake and Brown announced the arrival of their first child, a baby girl, whom they welcomed through adoption. Sharing the news on Instagram, they expressed their excitement for this next chapter of parenthood while emphasizing peace and privacy, a message that was widely admired for its sincerity and compassion. Jake's life path, balancing education, family, discretion, and unwavering support for his partner, reflect a maturity beyond his years, particularly given his upbringing as the son of a global rock icon. Whether studying at Syracuse University, standing beside his partner at major international events, or embracing the responsibilities of husband and father, he has consistently navigated fame on his own terms. That same sense of quiet intention is even more pronounced in Romeo Jon Bon Jovi, the youngest of Jon Bon Jovi and Dorothea Rose Bon Jovi's 4 children, who was born on March 29, 2004, in New Jersey. As a baby of the family, Romeo has been surrounded by love and protection, choosing a life largely removed from social media and public attention. While his older siblings gradually stepped into public-facing careers or relationships, Romeo's upbringing has been deliberately shielded, preserving a sense of normalcy that is rare for children of celebrity. Occasional glimpses into his life have surfaced through family milestones, such as a simple yet affectionate birthday tribute shared by his father in March 2021, quietly affirming how cherished he is within the family. Though he has experienced extraordinary moments, traveling with his family and attending high-profile events like a 2013 black tie gathering at Kensington Palace, Romeo appears content to grow at his own pace, savoring the privacy and ordinary moments that many children raised in the spotlight never have a chance to enjoy. From attending milestone family moments to witnessing one of his father's crowning achievements, Jon Bon Jovi's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Romeo Bon Jovi's childhood had been filled with experiences far beyond those of his peers. For him, these extraordinary moments were simply part of growing up in a household steeped in music history, fame, and accomplishment. Yet despite this remarkable backdrop, those close to the family emphasize that Romeo's upbringing has remained grounded, carefully balanced with the ordinary joys of childhood that his parents worked hard to protect. As the youngest, he has also benefited from the guidance of his older siblings, Stephanie, Jesse, and Jake, who have already navigated careers, relationships, and parenthood, allowing Romeo to learn from their paths without being thrust into the spotlight too soon. While his siblings' lives often make headlines, Romeo stands as a reminder of the Bon Jovi family's commitment to nurturing each child according to their individual needs and temperament. Jon and Dorothea Bon Jovi have openly acknowledged the bittersweet reality of raising children in the public eye. In October 2020, they reflected on family life and admitted they were looking forward to becoming empty nesters once Romeo turned 18, noting the appeal of greater freedom and flexibility while emphasizing how deeply they cherish time with their children. They made it clear that independence would not mean distance, highlighting the balance they strive to maintain between allowing their children to grow and remaining a constant, supportive presence. For Romeo, this transition into adulthood represents both privacy and possibility, the freedom to explore life on his own terms while knowing he is anchored by a loving and attentive family. Although he prefers to stay out of the public eye, Romeo has occasionally appeared at family gatherings, red carpet events, and major celebrations, offering rare glimpses into his life. In those moments, he appears composed and quietly confident, a reflection of his thoughtful and observant nature. Those who know the family often describe Romeo as introspective and grounded, someone who absorbs the extraordinary world around him without being overwhelmed by it. This temperament has served him well as the youngest member of a family whose name carries both legacy and expectation. That legacy begins with Jon Bon Jovi himself, whose career stands as one of the most enduring success stories in modern rock music. Rising to prominence in 1983 with the single Runaway, Jon formed Bon Jovi and quickly established the band within the hard rock scene through early albums like Bon Jovi and 7,800 Degrees Fahrenheit. Global superstardom followed with Slippery When Wet in 1986, powered by anthems such as Living on a Prayer, You Give Love a Bad Name, and Wanted Dead or Alive. The success continued with New Jersey in 1988 before Jon chose to evolve artistically, releasing the acclaimed solo album Blaze of Glory in 1990 and steering the band toward a more mature sound with Keep the Faith and These Days. Bon Jovi's longevity was reaffirmed in 2000 with a massive comeback album Crush and the worldwide hit It's My Life, introducing the band to a new generation of fans. Subsequent albums blended pop and country influences while preserving their core identity, all while Jon expanded into acting and deepened his philanthropic work through the Jon Bon Jovi Soul Foundation, focusing on issues such as homelessness and poverty. Together, his career and family story paint a picture of legacy not just built on fame, but on intention, growth, and values passed from one generation to the next. What do you think about Jon Bon Jovi's children and the paths they've chosen? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.